Just 14 days after Bumula Member of Parliament Jack Wamboka tabled a motion of impeachment against the Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi, we've seen an interesting development from Parliament. 188 MPs have turned up to vote on this contentious impeachment. 149 MPs have voted in support of impeachment proceedings against Mithika Linturi. 36 MPs have also come out to defend Linturi, while 3 have abstained. So what is next? From this step, the Parliament has voted to constitute an 11-member team. The 11-member committee is going to look further into those allegations leveled against the Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi. And of course, largely this is known that this impeachment is coming because of the fake fertilizer. So the membership of the of the committee includes 6 members from Kenya Kwanza, 4 members are from Azimio la Umoja, and then Jubilee Party as a standalone party will also have 1 member in that committee. And then the committee is supposed to burn the midnight oil so that they can table their report back in Parliament 10 days later, ahead of the recess that is supposed to happen in June. Welcome to the Bold Analysis. In this podcast, I want us to look further and interrogate what exactly is the motive, or rather, what do you think is going to happen to Mithika Linturi? I have seen Kenyans in social media reacting and saying that this is the time the Agriculture CS is going to be shown the door. I think you can bet, the best of my knowledge, this is just but a smokescreen. But I want us to get more into those details. As I take my seat, we'll get to understand the intrigues behind it. And before I get that seat, as I delve more into this, I just want to ask a question. Do you believe that Mithika Linturi is exclusively guilty of the fertilizer scandal?
I have looked at the issues which have been raised, Honorable Speaker. It sounds like something from Hollywood, Honorable Speaker. You may think you are watching a movie. That a whole cabinet secretary can storm the premises of a private company, that is Kel's Chemicals Limited, and direct, in fact, attempt to frog march the management of the company to go and participate in a press conference at the premises of NCPB and take responsibility over something that the cabinet secretary is culpable, directly culpable.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a development that, this is a story that has been developing for quite some time. And I want to say very clearly, I have seen mainstream media and government, both government and Azimio la Umoja bloggers, splashing very huge headlines of Linturi impeached. And of course, I will state here again, the competence of the Agriculture CS is not in doubt. And we've in the Bold, our position has been so clear that the way he handled that scandal is actually below expectation. You cannot, there is no way you can delink the Agriculture Ministry with that scandal. But far from it, let's look at the fact. If you have an in-depth look into this scandal, you'll understand that Mithika Linturi is not exclusively responsible. The only point here is that he is in charge. He is the person to guard this project. But in real sense, there are people that were behind it. And not to be shocked, even some State House personnel are involved. And get the first speech. Sabina Chege is the person that is going to help us expose what will be seen as a deep state link on this, why the said minister is actually a smokescreen. In real sense, the devil lies in the details. Presentations by Sabina Chege was more revealing, and I think paints a more broader picture on the devil lying between the lines.
What happened?
That is what Sabina said. And she's a member of the Agriculture Committee that had been investigating the...
They were asking you to pay who?
To pay the farm, to the return, refund all the money
To MEMS.
to MEMS, and MEMS will return now to the NCPB.
So how much money then had you been paid by MEMS? Had they paid all your...
No, still they have not yet paid fully. Yeah,
How
so
much have you paid? Did they paid you so far? And what are their
What
balances?
proportion rather?
Yeah.
yeah, because they have paid us around 100, yeah, figure, because I know figure is of 170 million shilling. We do paid KEL. Now I don't know how much NCPB has paid to MEMS. Yeah, but this is the MEMS only paid us. So they were asking me
So
to...
MEMS pay you.
Because that is now part
So
of
the main harasser is the MD.
We started from there, yeah. From there now, you see, we have taken, I've been forced to write, they told me to write that batch, because they said already we have announced in the media, so you can't change. You know, that way he was telling me, we have already announced in the media. And because he was not, that way I was again, because I said, no, we have the proof, we have tested twice, we know our product very well. He said, no, we have to write the letter now. So that's why the letter we have written, put everything, and I gave him also the signature signed in front of me, inside the NCPB compound, not outside anywhere. We have signed the letter. And maybe if they have, they can check even they are sitting outside the reception and I was signing, MEMS was receiving the letter in the NCPB, outside the MD's office. From there I've been taken, there were no harassment, so we go to the... Now there is, from this, you see the in office now, office of the president, where the mainly is the KEPS, you know, the Esther Gari, she was telling me, no, you, what do you call, una, means in Kiswahili now, anasema, wachana, nani, ni hii mwindi yote anatangeleza mali baya sana. Mimi nataka funga factory, nataka kila kitu tikufunge, I'm removing all your licenses and everything. I'm coming to close your factory. After that, Mr. Coach guy said, let's stop this everything. He called the police and said, take this guy to the cell.
Just a minute, clarify this letter. Where was this letter printed?
Yes.
Was it printed at the offices of NCPB, at the office of the president, or in your office? Where was it actually, physically printed? So you went, you were called for a meeting at the NCPB. You were told, write a letter like this, go print it, come, sign it here, and give it to us. That's what happened.
Yeah, so because I came, I went there, I printed, first I came, I told him this is ready.
So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to show you, I want us to look at this. The public should not be swayed by an emotional charade of impeaching the CS. The CS needs to be impeached. That is not questionable. But even as the CS goes home, the truth here is, those who are behind this are faceless fellows that must be exposed, named and shamed, as Sabina Chege is saying. And my third observation, why this is just an emotional charade, in this statement that Mythical Enturi is making, does he look to you as a man who is under some siege?
So nyinyi msinihurumie mimi. Bana, sitaki wale wananiandikia message, oh pole nini pole nini. Mimi ukiniangalia sasa, mimi niko katika serikali na rais anajua ile kazi mimi ninafanya. Sasa unafikiria mimi ni mtu wa kutishwa ama kuhangaishwa na watu? Bana, mimi ninajua ile maneno watu wanaongea juu yake, hawaelewi pale iko pale haiko. mimi ndio kiongozi wa ile wizara, na mimi I only report to my boss, na anaelewa hiyo maneno, na mutajua ukweli wa maneno before the end of the week. So tuachano na sisi, mutajua wenyewe ni akina nani. Hii ingine ni propaganda, muachane. Wabunge wako na maneno yao, lakini what inspires me,
he's so composed and he's saying William Ruto knows everything about all this expose, all this fertilizer scandal, and any other person that is purporting to be saying something about it is just wasting his time. In fact, he doesn't look like anyone, a man who is facing some sort of impeachment. The days of Moi era, if you'll hear of an impeachment, I'm telling you, it could not be easy. Let me remember, some time back in I think I read that article, I think it was in 2015 or so. This mythical Linturi was supposed to table an impeachment motion against Anne Waiguru. And before even that motion could be presented in Parliament, he was actually lured out of town, and by that one of the famous MPs, who is now a current MP and was believed by then to be his fiancée. And he found himself out of Nairobi, a man who was supposed to present some impeachment motion against Anne Waiguru. And so the politics of impeachment is normally very delicate for elected leaders. Do you know that the DG in Kisii went home against an expectation that Kenya Kwanza will not send him packing? So the politics of impeachment have been so delicate. And if you monitor MPs and cabinet members who are facing impeachment, they are normally very restless. Waziri there speaking very confident that is going nowhere. And that is why I can tell you that all this charade is just to give it a finality. And this is the plan that you as a public, you need to look and interrogate. The plan here, your MPs are not investigating anything on fertilizer scandal. The 11-member committee that has been formed is just an extortion committee to give that scandal a finality. I think the state mandarins have been looking, Kenya Kwanza have been looking for the shortest way to end this talk on fertilizer scandal. And what they've done is they want to first, emotionally galvanize the country against over using an impeachment motion on the CS, and at the right time, after it goes to Parliament impeaches, the committee comes in, then Waziri is sanitized, it will give that story a closure. Why? They're giving it a closure because two reasons. Government is dodging the compensation calls. There have been a question. Who is there? There are a lot of there's a memo that was circulated recently on those who bought fake fertilizer on way, or rather the systems that have been put in place for them to seek compensation. But that is not even it. In fact, it has been proved that there is no compensation that has been done, and in fact the duty bearers are just dodging that compensation. And then the reason why the committee is just set up to extort money from some elements left, right and center and put this matter to a closure is because there is a deep state ring, faceless ring behind this scandal that has to be protected. And I close my case. Let's meet after 10 days if Waziri is gonna be shown the door.